Hello, this is Thomas Hubert, news correspondent with the Irish Farmers Journal. I'm in Kitale in northwestern Kenya, and I'm joined by Edward Masindi from VI Agroforestry, who's helping farmers develop their activities here in the region. Edward, how is farming? Can you describe the sector for us here in the area?
Well, farming in the region has had a number of challenges. The farmers have had a number of challenges, and among them is farmers are facing low productivity on their farms due to decline in soil fertility and due to the effects of climate change. And also the farmers are facing challenges of accessing extension services as the government stopped employing extension officers. But also the farmers have challenges of marketing their farm produce.
Okay, and you've been working with them as part of a project across the Mount Elgon region, around this big mountain, Mount Elgon, here near Kitale. What kind of activities do you do to help them improve and overcome those challenges you've just mentioned?
We support farmers to access capacity building trainings on areas of sustainable land use management practices, where we train them on a number of appropriate technologies and sustainable land use management practices that will help them conserve the soil, improve soil nutrients, and also to be able to do farming as a business.
And so we've seen examples of that, using better seeds, using protein and fodder crops that weren't there before for their livestock, and we're going to visit some farms now and see how it is for them in the field.
Since I started working with the project, my farm has changed. There has been an increase in milk production, and this is attributed to the trainings that we have received. And these trainings has enabled us to get skills of proper feeding and growing feeds on our own farms, and now we can mix the feeds well, and giving the good feeds, the quality feeds to the farm has resulted to increment in milk production. I started the training with VI Agroforestry. Changes have been noticed, and the changes have been noticed in milk volume. Initially, we were getting 4 kilograms of milk per day. Today, we are getting 12 kilograms of milk per day. And before, we were selling the milk as individuals. We were not affiliated to the cooperative, and we were selling 1 kilo at 20 shillings Kenya shillings, 26 shillings Kenya shillings, and today we are selling at 38 Kenya shillings per kilo.
She's saying before she was not experiencing high yields, that is increase in production, but now she is experiencing increase in the food crops. Now because of fodder establishment, she has enough fodder for the livestock, and she's also saying now she's experiencing enough milk. There is increase in milk production.
Okay, and what plans do you have for future change on the farm?
She's saying her future plan is to have enough fodder for the livestock and to have the best breeds so that she can have enough money for school fees, for medication, and for clothing.
Now, those farmers we've seen, Edward, they work in groups, in cooperatives. How important is it for them to collaborate in that way?
That's very important for farmers to work in groups because, one, it is easier for us as development partners with the farmers to build their capacities and provide support and reach more farmers within a short time, particularly when they are in groups, unlike when they are working as individuals. But also, when they are in groups, they are able to do collective purchasing or procurement of farm inputs, and therefore they will get more inputs at a more reduced price. But on top of that, they are able to do collective marketing activities of their farm products, and they are able to have a voice of bargaining for better prices for their products.
So we're going to visit one co-op like these now in Mubere, not far from here, where they market their milk together. Let's go to Mubere.
The co-op's name is Mubere Dairy Farmers Cooperative Society Limited. We have got 254 members. We are collecting 600 kilos per day at now. We were registered last month. We are now a month old. And we are increasing volumes after our registration. We are recruiting more members in our cooperative, and we are expecting our volumes to go up to 3,000 liters by the end of the year. We are planning to buy a plot and then establish our own premises. We're also planning to register more members in our co-op. We're also planning to establish a hub service so that our members will be getting their products just on the spot, just from the society itself. We are planning to establish a loan scheme so that our members can be borrowing from the cooperative itself.
Now, for this project, you've received support from outside partners. One of them is the Livelihood Funds. What is it and how are they helping the project?
Livelihood Fund is an international organization that's a brainchild of different international investors, different companies, including Danone and Michelin, and they are supporting us with funds so that we can capacity build the farmers on appropriate technologies and better practices that can help them increase productivity, but also they are supporting us so that we can help support farmers to squeeze the carbon from the air, and that means farmers we shall mitigate the effects of climate change, and farmers can adopt to better technologies to mitigate effects of climate change.
Yeah, and that's important to those investors you mentioned, because they're not here for charity. They're here also to get this carbon sequestration certified and be able to offset that against their own pollution in the developed world. So that's their interest. There's also another aspect we need to talk about is all this extra milk, especially that you're helping farmers produce. Is there a market for it? Where is it going?
Yes, as we continue capacity build the farmers to increase their productivity, a new challenge emerges, and it's the issue of the market. And we have a strategic partner on board in the name of Brookside Dairy Limited, who are ready to offer a market for all the milk that farmers are going to produce. But also Brookside is also going to support farmers with infrastructure of collecting milk and also chilling of the milk.
Okay, and Brookside is one of the main dairy processors in Kenya. We visited them in Nairobi. Let's go and see what happens at Brookside headquarters.
Brookside Dairy is one of the leading dairy in the country, Kenya. We source milk from all small-scale and large-scale farmers throughout the country. We are in 28 counties out of the 47 counties in Kenya. We have contracted farmers. We contract our farmers in a year. Every year we do make contracts with farmers whereby they give us an indication of what volume they give us, minimum and maximum. And we have established cooling centers, our own cooling centers, and jointly with the farmers, where we donate cooling equipment to farmers, and then we help farmers learn these equipment. We want to increase our sourcing in that area. We've identified that that is a very potential area in terms of rainfall, in terms of the hard-working farmers that we have in that area. And we are partnering with Livelihoods Project to implement this Mount Elgon project.